Hello, this is Ismail, and this is my first video in English language. I hope it's okay for you. In this video, I'm going to talk you about why you need an innovation culture embedded within your company. And I'm going to talk you about 3 tools that are already at your disposal to be used for innovation. Let's start with some data. As of March 2019, there were 450 unicorns in the world, which means that there were 450 private companies that are valued over $1 billion. And today, January 2021, there are 510 unicorns in the world, which means the number of unicorns have increased by 60 in the past 22 months. And this converts to over 12% increase. There are 2 important things in this data. First of all, you can be like these companies. Why not aim a $1 billion valuation? And more importantly, you are competing with these unicorns. The world is going global and services get more accessible day by day. If you are not already competing with these unicorns, believe me, you will be competing them in a few years' time. Let me tell you the most relevant megatrend of the past 2 centuries. The pace of change is increasing, which means that the next innovation is going to take less time to go mainstream. Let's look at computers. It took 50 years for computers to go mainstream. Then it took 10 years for cell phones to go mainstream. And then for smartphones, this was 5. For the next innovation, it will be less than 5 years. So, what are you doing about this? I would like to help you to understand the changes that's coming towards you, because business life resembles games where things are thrown at you. In these games, the number and speed of obstacles coming in your way increases with every level you pass. So, you need to think about these obstacles, build systems to remain relevant, keep your business alive and thrive. Let's consider you are a consumer goods retailer. Your customers' experience have largely been changed due to the pandemic. They may have tried other brands instead of yours, or may have used other channels to purchase your goods. According to McKinsey's research done in US and China, 70% of the people have tried new brands for their core grocery shopping. And 65% of these people consider continuing the new brand. These are big numbers. The customer's experience have completely shifted during the process. They didn't find the chance to see your product on your shiny stand, or didn't have the chance to compare your product to your competition physically. If they were shopping through an e-commerce platform, they were exposed to many competing products even if they didn't ask for it. So what's your plan? How will you make your customer feel special to pay a premium for your product? Or how will you create new one-on-one channels with your customer? And how will they know that there is a new channel? Let's look at Nike. In 2017, Nike was working with 30,000 distributors, and they decided to cut this off. At the end of 2020, they were only working with 40 distributors, and they have grown their online channels. For the past 3 quarters, their online sales have grown 80% each quarter, a 5.8 times growth. If you are considering new channels, you can try gaming. You can create games or create virtual goods for the games that are being played. Why? Because over 80% of millennials and 60% of adults are already playing games on their phones. Consider Burberry. They have created 3 games for their previous winter and summer collections. Or have a look at Estée Lauder. They created an online game for their new eye care product, which is aiming women over 50. And according to research, 49% of women at age 50 to 59 are playing games on their phones. So what will you do? You might have had your executive meeting at the beginning of the year, or you might have brought a consultant to help you with your strategy. But these will not be enough. A meeting and a report are static, but the world is changing. So you need a dynamic system that will help you understand the changes in the world. Lucky for you, you already have 3 tools that are in your disposal. The first one is culture and your employees. Culture may seem like a soft word, but it's very important. It's the fabric for work ethic of people working in your company. Culture is what people in your company are doing when no one is looking. So it's very important. You have to embrace your employees to think big and wide for your company. You'd like them to come up with ideas, what might bring you down or what might bring new businesses to you. For this, you need to ignite them. You need to give them a purpose, what your company tries to achieve. They need to understand this. And this cannot be done through written text or vision, mission statements. They have to think over this. And they need to be included in the decision-making process in a way so they will feel the belonging and continue to create inputs. Number 2, customer experience. Your marketing department, sales department, and customer success department holds a source that is in tremendous value for you. And that's the customer experience. Customer experience is how your customer interacts with you. If you go into the customer experience in granular level, you will see where you're lacking or where you can leverage. Let me tell you about the biggest trend of 2020. It's displacement of experiences. As I explained before, the way people buy and experience our products and services have changed dramatically for most of the goods in the past year. This is the same reason why Peloton and Zoom's stocks are going sky high. The experiences your customers had once are now elsewhere, and you need to find where they are going, what they are using. If your customer is using Spotify to listen to music, you need to find a way to be there or match your services with that. Or if your customer is using Siri to ask directions or to ask something else, you need to be there before someone else does. So the question is, where is your customer? Where do they spend time? And how can you penetrate? I'm going to give you an example about this. Let's look at L'Oreal Turkey's approach in this Black Friday. They decided to sell directly to customers. Instead of creating an online shop, they go and open the storefront in Trendyol where they pay commission. And then they bought Google Ads for this store. What has happened? They have scaled their sales to 2.5 times compared to previous year. You need to find out where the customer is and take quick action. Number 3, invest in new business models. As a company, every dollar you spend is an investment in one direction. I'm sure you are already investing in your core business where the revenues are coming from. And I believe you are investing or considering investing in the growth areas where your next business lines. But what about disruptive models? Are you even looking into there? You should find out which business models may disrupt you and have an eye on that. I'm not talking about technical or technological innovation. I'm talking about business models, business innovation, the way customers purchase your products. Let's look at Apple. Since 2016, they're creating new lines of wearables like Apple Watch and AirPods, and then they go into new service businesses like Apple Music, Apple TV, Apple Fitness, Apple News, and most recently Apple One. So what has happened? According to their stock value, their value is 2.5 times compared to 2018. Or let's have a look at Disney. They also go into subscription business with Disney Plus. In 2020, their stock saw a downturn due to the pandemic and closure of the cinemas. But what happened is that they started with Disney Plus just on time, and now their stock is 80% more than their lowest levels in 2020. The critical point in here is that these two companies had already invested in these new business lines before they were hit by reality. So you should do the same. Try new business models before they become your only opportunity. For many companies, keeping several business models under one roof might be difficult because in one side you have a cash cow business model which creates your revenues, and on the other side there is this second line of business, which is burning cash. Your priorities as a manager may lean towards the cash cow business. That's why it might be wise to separate these businesses in different locations with different leads, because they'll have different priorities. So how can you do this? You can either start a skunk team within your company with a very different business target, or otherwise you can consider working with a startup. There are 5 ways you can work with startups. First, you can track them to see if the business model is working. Second, you can invest in them to have a foot in that business model. Third, you can co-invest with them to create a brand new business line. 4, you can partner with them and buy their services. Or 5, you can acquire them and embed within your business lines. I suggest you to start utilizing these tools which are in your hand to hold tight with the future. If you like this video, please click like so that YouTube can favor that. And then if you're interested in more videos in English, please leave a comment. I would always appreciate if you sign up to my channel. Have a nice day.